What if the God who created the world was not the highest God? What if early Christians believed the creator of the material universe was flawed, limited, even afraid? This wasn't a fringe rumor. It was a core belief of the Gnostics, some of the earliest followers of Jesus, and it terrified the early church. Because if it was true, then obedience was never salvation, and authority was never divine. This is the story of the Demiurge, the god the church never talks about. The word demiurge comes from Greek philosophy. It means craftsman, not creator in the absolute sense. To the Gnostics, the demiurge did not create existence itself. He shaped matter. He formed the physical world, bodies, systems, rules, but not the divine spark within humanity. In many Gnostic texts, the demiurge believes he is the only God, not because he is supreme, but because he is ignorant of anything higher. He demands obedience. He establishes law. He rules through fear, not evil in the modern sense, but dangerously limited. The idea of the demiurge didn't appear overnight. Plato spoke of a cosmic craftsman, a being who shaped the visible world from imperfect matter. Early Jewish and Christian thinkers inherited this framework and asked a disturbing question. Why does the God of Scripture sometimes appear jealous, violent, and fearful? The Gnostics didn't reject Scripture. They reinterpreted it. They believed the Creator God described in Genesis was not the highest divine source, but a lower ruler mistaking power for divinity. In Gnostic belief, above the demiurge exists the true God, unknowable, infinite, beyond form. This God does not demand worship, does not rule through law, does not threaten punishment. The demiurge rules through commandment. The true God reveals through knowledge. The demiurge creates hierarchy. The true God awakens understanding. This is why Jesus mattered so deeply to the Gnostics. They believed Jesus came not to appease the Creator, but to reveal what lay beyond him. If this belief spread, church authority collapses. Because if the Creator God is not the highest God, then obedience is no longer sacred. Priests lose power. Doctrine becomes optional. Salvation becomes internal. The church didn't just disagree with the Gnostics, it fought them. Texts were banned. Beliefs were labeled heresy. Entire communities disappeared from history, not because they were weak, but because their ideas were dangerous. The demiurge appears throughout Gnostic writings. In the Apocryphon of John, he declares, "I am God, and there is no other." And the text responds with silence, because he doesn't know what he doesn't know. In the Gospel of Judas, Jesus laughs at the disciples' worship of the wrong God. In Nag Hammadi texts, the demiurge is named Yaldabaoth, Samael, Saklas, each name reflecting blindness, arrogance, or error. This wasn't metaphor, it was theology. Today this idea is resurfacing, quietly. Not because people want a new God, but because they are questioning authority. Why does religion demand fear? Why does spirituality feel controlled? Why does obedience replace understanding? The demiurge is no longer a theological concept. He's a symbol of systems that rule without wisdom, of power without truth. And that's why the church buried this idea. The Gnostics didn't reject God. They rejected the idea that power equals divinity. They believed the greatest deception was not evil, but ignorance wearing a crown. The demiurge was forgotten on purpose and remembered for a reason.